Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hit that subscribe button so you can see whenever I have a new video. Today I am going to be talking about the 10 things they do not tell you about pregnancy. There are a lot of things that people tell you and things that you've heard, seen in movies or things like that, but there are things that nobody talks about that you wish you knew, because some of them are a little bit concerning, a little bit TMI, just hard to handle. But anyways, if you guys want to hear about the 10 things they don't tell you about pregnancy, keep watching. Okay, let's get into it. So the first thing that they don't tell you about pregnancy is about discharge. I'm sorry, I know it's TMI, it's gross, but you know what? When you talk about pregnancy, you talk about everything. And there is no shame in your game anymore, because everybody sees everything, knows about everything, asks about everything. It's not a secret anymore. But discharge, you get a lot of discharge happening to the point where you are wearing either a panty liner or a pad pretty much on a regular basis, unless you want to ruin all of your underwear. So it can vary, I'm sure, from person to person, the amount, but especially closer to the end, like the third trimester, the amount of discharge you have is a lot, and it is kind of gross to feel that way or to have that happening, but nobody tells you that you are going to have that. The second thing is how crazy your hormones are going to be and how intense they are. Like when you are mad, you are livid, and when somebody says the smallest thing to you, you cry. You cry at commercials, you cry because you don't have a certain type of food in your house, you cry because your husband didn't take out the trash, you just cry for everything. And your hormones, they're just raging, and it's not just the emotional raging of your hormones, it's the physical raging, where it's like your body is sweating, you sweat a lot, you're overheating, you're cold, you're miserable. Like, it's just so much happening with your body that it's crazy. I had high levels of hormones in the beginning, and so that's what caused me to have so much nausea for the first 3 months. And like, people don't tell you all the damage that hormones will do to you for your entire pregnancy. The third thing people don't tell you is about hair growth. So a lot of people may know that your hair may grow when you're pregnant, which is really nice. The thing they don't tell you is that all your hair will start to grow a lot during pregnancy. That includes hair on your legs, armpit hair, any kind of facial hair you might have. I got a lot of hair. The hair growth that I didn't know about was like on my stomach. I got a lot of hair growing on my stomach, and I was like, what's happening? It felt like I was turning into a werewolf. The transformation was out of control, and nobody tells you about all the hair that's starting to grow. They just say, oh, your hair grows, like the hair on your head grows, and it's nice and it's shiny and it's beautiful, it's wonderful. They don't talk about all the other body hair that decides it's gonna grow too. The fourth thing that they don't tell you about is gas. You have a lot of gas when you're pregnant, and the gas is coming, top and bottom, and it may be unpleasant, it's frequent, it's not nice. So it's definitely not nice for your partner. It's an uncomfortable thing. The fifth thing they don't tell you about is congestion. So I found that, especially at the end of second trimester, third trimester, I felt congested all the time. I was blowing my nose. I felt like I was stuffed up all the time, not having a cold, but nobody told me that that was normal and that would happen. So breathing became difficult because the baby was taking over my lung space, and also because my nose was congested all the time. Sixth thing that they don't tell you about is lightning crotch, okay? And lightning crotches basically feels like lightning bolts in your special spot down there, and it's unbelievably painful. It really does feel like a sharp bolt of electricity, and I think it's caused by the baby sitting on nerves, and so it kind of like has the nerve pinched, but it really just feels like Zeus himself sent a lightning bolt down into your crotch, and it is not nice. The seventh thing that they don't tell you about is sore breasts and sore nipples. And when I say sore, it means all the time. In the beginning, that was one of the first clues I had that I was pregnant, because I couldn't have anything touch it. Clothes, my hand brushed it, somebody brushed past me, my eyes started to water. It was so sensitive and so sore. And taking a shower, you didn't want water to hit it. It just was unbelievable. Like, you thought, okay, it might be a little bit tender, you know, they're gonna get bigger and things like that later on, but that was one of my first symptoms at like 4 weeks pregnant, was the super soreness and tenderness of the breast and the nipple. The 8th thing that they don't tell you is about the foods you can't eat. So there are certain things you might know you can't eat, like maybe if you eat sushi, you eat sashimi, no raw foods. Other things you're not supposed to have is like raw eggs. So your eggs have to be 100% cooked, which also meant that I couldn't have things like homemade like mayonnaise or certain things like Caesar salad dressing if they had used raw egg in it. So I had to be very careful of things that had mayo. You're not supposed to have a lot of deli meat because of the chemicals in it that could be harmful for the baby. So deli meat, you could only have it if it was heated, like salami, things like that. Your steaks obviously have to be well done. So there's like a whole list of things that you are supposed to avoid eating that you don't really know about, and you're trying to learn about the things that you're not supposed to do. There are some obvious ones, like everybody knows, okay, you're not supposed to drink, you're not supposed to smoke, don't eat raw foods, but you're not thinking about all the products that have those things in it. Like, no, you can't have cookie dough or eat like the raw cookie dough. Some people do that. I do that, I will confess. You're not supposed to eat the raw cookie dough because of course the eggs. So that also means you can't have cookie dough ice cream because it has cookie dough bits in it. So you have to be very conscious of what you eat and making sure you know what's in it, and that is something nobody told me. The 9th thing they don't tell you is about your sense of smell. I've always had a really strong sense of smell. I could walk into a room and be like, something in here is funky, something smells, something's gone bad. I could tell if somebody opens the fridge. I could tell, like, I could sense the smell of foods, especially foods gone bad, from miles away already pre-pregnancy. And being pregnant, that only amplified like by 10 times. So even the slightest smell in the sink, the slightest smell of the garbage, the green bin, my husband had to take it out like every day. Going to my parents' house, I'd be like, something in the fridge is bad, something in my fridge smells bad. Certain foods, the smell of it just turned your stomach, and nobody tells you like how awful that is, especially when you're nauseous or you're just so much more sensitive being pregnant. It makes you want to hurl all the time. And the last thing that they don't tell you about pregnancy, at least for me, this is something I experienced, it's bump obsession. I was really obsessed with like comparing my bump to other people's bumps because I felt like mine wasn't growing fast enough, and you're concerned about how does it look? Do I look like I'm pregnant, or do I look like I ate like too big of a lunch? Like, can people tell that I'm pregnant, or they just think I got fat? Like, you get very conscious of your bump, and sometimes you look at other people's and you're like, see, their bump is round and cute and whatever, and mine is like small and I just look like I ate too much for breakfast. So you get kind of conscious about your belly and how it's growing and what it looks like and the shape and how it looks in your clothes, and nobody really tells you. You just think your bump is gonna grow, it's so beautiful, you're gonna be, you know, happy about it, and it's gonna look so cute in all your clothes. And that's really not the case. As with many other things, there is that awkward middle phase. It's like when you cut your hair and it's at that awkward length where you don't know what to do with it. Basically, your bump is like that before it really pops out, and your clothes don't fit, but you don't look cute in maternity clothes, or you don't fit in maternity clothes, you don't fit in your regular clothes, and it's just a real awkward phase. But you do get obsessed with bumps, other people's bumps, your bump. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've said bump way too many times. Anyways, guys, that is it for the 10 things they don't tell you about pregnancy. If you have something about pregnancy that you never knew, or nobody told you, or you learned something in this video about pregnancy that you didn't know before, leave it down below in the comments. I'd love to read about them. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.